The legend, the most lethal sniper in American history, Chris Kyle. Chris also had a huge heart for veterans and first responders after becoming the best sniper to ever wear an American uniform in combat. Chris and his wife Taya started the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation. This organization is a nonprofit group that helps veterans and first responders, police, fire, and EMS personnel and or their families cope with and adjust to life after their service is complete. A little history of the Kyles. Chris was a Navy SEAL sniper. Most of you have seen the movie of his life. He took great pride in protecting his fellow servicemen and women while in deployment. When he would cycle home, his marriage to Taya would become strained. Many experts believe that this was the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. However, when Chris went to see the psychologist, he told him that he could live with what he had done, but could not handle not being there to protect his fellow soldiers. It was at this point the psychologist took him to see wounded and disabled servicemen in a VA hospital. His whole outlook changed after bringing some excitement back into a couple of the vets' life. From here, Chris and Taya started their foundation. It was his way of helping out these men and women as well as saving his marriage. He worked hard for this foundation, which is, according to usnews.nbcnews.com, Chris was following his passion to help others when he was gunned down by a man he was trying to help. This was a small history of how the group started. So if I had $1 million to donate, it would definitely be to Chris Kyle Frog Foundation. They do such wonderful things to those who put their lives in line every day for our nation. According to ChrisKyleFrogFoundation.org, they have given an estimated $300,000 to other nonprofit groups that help out vets and first responders as well. They gave $100,000 to Camp Southern Ground, $50,000 to COPS, Cops, Concern of Police Survivors, and about 7 other groups with similar visions. I have several family members that are veterans from all different times. I know that if this program had been around during the first some of them were getting out, they could have benefited from some of the programs Chris Kyle Foundation offers. Some of these programs come from the Frog Foundation itself, and not one of the other groups that they help financially. Chris and Taya believed that when a family member serves, the whole family serves. One of such programs is designed to help return veterans and their families adjust to life outside of the military and the deployment without the interference from the outside world. This allows them to focus on themselves without distractions, helps the family to mend things better. Other programs would include camp facilities and services for children, the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation Retreat Facility Gratitude Packages, family-focused ranch retreats, concealed handgun license training for service member and first responder spouses, online business startup support to supplement family income, family sponsorship programs, and support of medical treatments that could enable wounded service members and first responders to reduce their number of stresses associated with their return to civilian life. According to Nancy Dillon of NewYorkDailyNews.com, Taya was very happy with the success of the film depicting her and Chris's life and the tragic end of his life. It brought about huge support for his foundation's ability to help others in need. It opened up avenues to partner with large companies. Taya just partnered with the foundation with American Airlines to help out with trips for vets and first responders. She also teamed up with PureTech Team Murray IndyCar Team. According to IndyCar.com, this publicity helps to bring in funds to a great organization. Now Taya is getting into the selling of t-shirts as a means to raise funds. According to the PoliticalInsider.com, Taya is selling shirts that have a saying near and dear to Chris: God, family, and country. sayings that Chris proclaimed as priorities to him. I believe they are priorities to all servicemen and women and all first responders. They encompass qualities that are American all the way. I know that I would gladly help out this foundation that does so much good for those who serve our society and nation. Now you can help me in the sound of war. Please consider to give to the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation. Now I'll answer any questions that y'all might have.
How can I give a donation to the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation?
You can donate by going to the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation.org and find the tab that says donate, then just follow the steps to give.
Why is this organization called the Frog Foundation?
Chris and Taya put frog in their name because Chris was a Navy SEAL, and another name for a SEAL is that they were a frogman. Also, Chris had a tattoo of a skeleton of a frog as a way to honor those SEALs that had died before him.
Okay. What does American Airlines actually do for the group?
American Airline offers free airfare to those who the foundation is sending them to a place for one of the programs offered for vets of first responders. Excuse me.
Okay, why did the Kyle start this foundation?
Chris and Taya started the foundation as a way to help other veterans or first responders who needed help with re-entering civilian life or had PTSD. Helping others helped Chris and Taya save their marriage, and Chris really wanted to help others keep their families together as well.
Okay, so why does this foundation give to other nonprofit organizations?
The Chris Kyle Frog Foundation gives funds to other nonprofits because that organization might offer programs that Kyle's Foundation does not. By giving to these other groups, the Frog Foundation is still holding true to the mission that Chris has envisioned.
If I give my money to this foundation, will it benefit those in need, or will it help Taya Kyle?
All funds given to the Frog Foundation are used to help those in need of the organization help. The used only enough of the funds to pay the necessary bills and payroll to keep the foundation going. It truly honors Chris's legacy. Is that all y'all's questions?